Good morning. What's up, Minimal fam? It is Saturday morning here in Explorevorland, and I'm in my bathrobe because I just got out of the shower. I went on a beautiful walk in my neighborhood. It rained yesterday, finally in Southern California, and everything is lush and green and moisturized, and the sun is out today, so I had an amazing walk in my neighborhood. And now, instead of going to work, which I normally would do on Saturdays, I am gonna go to the beach. Not because I'm playing hooky, I was just kind of having fun in the title. I actually got called off of work because it's been slow at my restaurant, and in years past, I would have totally reacted to that and been like, oh, how could they? I need the money, my rent's $2,400, everything's so expensive, I need to get my savings up and blah, 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 recession, whatever. But when they called me off this time, I was like, cool, I get a day off. I'm stoked about it. I'm honestly happy to not be there today. I'm happy to have a Saturday off, which I never have. And I'm burnt out and I'm just happy to rest and just kind of watching myself in real time. I'm kind of noticing how much the slow living and just this whole extreme minimalist practice has done for me in the department of reactivity, because again, in years past, this has happened and I have absolutely reacted negatively and gotten all fired up and stressed when it's like, in reality, I'm totally fine. It's one less day of money, a little bit less money going into my savings, but my bills are paid, I have a roof over my head, my health is good, I'm fine. So no need to get upset about that. So I'm gonna have a little Ferris Bueller's day off and just go to the beach and enjoy my Saturday off from work. So I thought I'd take you along with me to show you what I eat, because I haven't done a what I eat in a video day yet. So I will show you what I eat when I'm playing hooky from work. Just a quick disclaimer, as always, yes, I am vegan. Yes, I tend to eat more carbohydrates as the bulk of what I eat, but I don't follow a specific rubric of label of I'm this kind of diet other than vegan 100% always. I stick to whole foods as much as possible, 99% possible, but I do not count macros and micros and calories because I think that's nonsense. I think you, at the end of the day, have to lean into what feels right for your body and do the experimenting for yourself. These meals are meant for inspiration and ideas, but not a black and white rubric meal plan for you to copy. At the end of the day, be your own doctor, be your own detective, be your own boss, and say, when you eat something, does it taste good? Is it enjoyable to eat? Can you afford it? Does it digest well? Does it give you energy afterwards? Do you feel good the next day? All of those things are things you should pay attention to, rather than just saying, okay, this vegan eats exactly this way, so that's how I need to eat if I want to be vegan. No, not really. Just the only kind of more tangible / strict guidelines I would say is ditch the fake meats and cheeses. That's good treat food every once in a while if you want to indulge, but it's not real food. And if you base your vegan diet off of fake meats and cheeses, you're going to feel like trash. So don't eat that stuff. Eat whole real foods as much as possible. And as far as macros and micros and the P word, I don't even want to say it, the protein, don't stress about the protein. Seriously, it's dogma, it's brainwashing. Yes, every human needs some protein, but it is the one and only nutrient that makes or breaks you and is essential for life. And if you don't get this exact amount that someone else says you should get, you're going to die. No, dude, I have no idea how many grams of protein I eat a day, and I don't care. I go off of what feels good for my body. When I look at a thing of what I'm going to eat, I don't say, oh, this is a carb, or this is a fat, or this is a whatever. No, I'm like, this is something I like eating, and I know it gives me energy, and I know it digests well, so I'm gonna eat it. That's the end of the day. And that's how it should be for you. Just don't obsess about and freak out and get out your chronometer and try to tabulate how much protein I'm eating today, because it doesn't matter. I'm eating what satiates me, I'm eating what nourishes me, I'm eating what gives me energy. And I've been vegan for 10 years, but prior to that, I was vegetarian for 20 years. So I have not eaten meat or protein, as people like to reduce it to, even though meat is an animal, it's not just protein. I have not eaten animal protein for 30 years and was a professional athlete in that time, and I have been just fine without these protein prescriptions that they say you need. And just some food for thought, my final words on that before we move on, because I know it's going to come up in the comments, that In wealthy nations like America and Canada and Australia and the UK and other European nations, we are consuming collectively per capita way more protein than we ever have, and pushing the narrative that sugar and carbs are terrible way more than we ever have. And yet obesity, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, stroke, all of that is still off the charts. So maybe it's not the protein that's the most important thing. Just some food for thought on that. Okay, enough of that boring ass disclaimer stuff. Let's get into my day and what I'm eating. Okay, I'm just gonna jump right out and say it because I know some people are freaking out. Where's the wooden bowl? Well, she has passed. am I still in here? Yes. I was pouring some cereal into it the other day and all of a sudden there was oat milk all over my counter and I looked and the bottom had split open totally beyond repair. So wooden bowl has died. Very sad. And my first inclination was to just go to Target and get the exact same one because I love it so much. But then I stopped myself and was like, no, I set the intention for this year to be a no buy year. And I really want to stick to that. And even though this bowl is an essential item, it's like one of the most essential items in my home because it's the only dish that I eat out of, I still wanted to stand in my principles and goals and integrity. So I went to Goodwill and got a really beautiful, previously loved big glass bowl, and it's got kind of a like greenish hue. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Not a wooden bowl, but it's still beautiful in its own right. It's good to get out of your comfort zone and change things up. And the point was, even though it was my aesthetic preference to have that wooden bowl, it still was a higher priority to stand in my integrity for my principles with sustainability. And I feel at the end of the day much better about getting something that is previously loved, and it was only $8 from the Goodwill, rather than putting something brand new into circulation that would maybe split open down the line anyway. It feels much better to make a choice of sustainability in that moment. And yes, it's something simple like a bowl, but these are the moments I'm talking about in life where something may come up there that you can replace, and see if you can thrift it first and you go do the circular economy and use what's already been produced, because we already have so much on this planet. And even though, yes, it would have been nice to have a pretty wooden bowl in my home, is that essential for my survival? No. So at the end of the day, I'm happy to have this old but new, beautiful glass bowl in my home, and life goes on. Thrifting for the wind. What's for breakfast, part one? I have some beautiful blackberries and grapes, both organic. And by the way, if you are playing hooky from work, it is mandatory to eat breakfast in your bathrobe. So I'm gonna do that. For breakfast part two, I've got some cornflakes here. No, not Kellogg's. The brand is like Nature Valley or something like that. No garbage in it. The ingredients are just organic cornmeal sweetened with pear juice and a little bit of sea salt. And then for my plant milk, I am using this oat milk. Quick note on plant milks, not all plant milks are created equal. There's some super gunky garbage ones out there that you don't want to be putting into your body. Ingredients matter. Look at it. If it's a laundry list of 50 things, that's not going to be any healthier for you than dairy. It should be real food. So if it has a lot of seed oils or gums or just fillers, then skip it and look for something more natural. This one, it is filtered water, whole grain oats, salt, period. It is certified gluten-free because I need that. If you don't need that, don't worry about it. But that's my personal preference. The oats have a natural sweetness to them without having any sugar added to this. And again, there's no gums or fillers, so that's gonna be much happier on your tummy. So whether you prefer oat milk or almond milk or cashew or hemp milk, whatever, soy milk, just look for the ingredients and make sure it's all whole real food, and you're going to have a much better time digesting it. I've talked about wabi-sabi before, the Japanese term for beauty and imperfection. This hubcap is somewhere in the mountains of Oregon in the wilderness of Grants Pass. It broke off and wanted to be free. Honestly, I can't blame it. Kind of wish I was there with it, but instead of buying a really expensive new set of hubcaps, I decided to just leave it. And I think it's a badass because my car is 15 years old now and has 215,000 miles on it. And I just like the kind of battle scar of missing a hubcap. Younger years, I would have thought that was horrifying to have such an aesthetic blemish, but now I could care less. My car's awesome. I am back at home for dinner. I'm making pasta. I eat pasta a lot and I honestly never get sick of it. It's about as simple as I can get. Just some gluten-free brown rice pasta with some Italian herb tomato sauce and a bunch of fresh organic basil. I should mention that today I had 3 meals, but I don't always eat 3. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's just 1. I call it feast mode and I have a big gigantic dinner, and those days it feels awesome to do that. It depends a lot on what my energy level is, what my schedule is, where I am in my cycle as a woman, how much physical activity I had the day before, how much stress I'm under. My appetite fluctuates a lot, and what I need to consume in a day fluctuates a lot. So I try to just let my body guide me, and rather than sticking to specific guidelines of what I should be eating and when, feeling more naturally in alignment with my hunger cues and not forcing myself to eat if I don't want to eat, but also never forcing myself to starve if I do want to eat. The body knows best for you. If you tune in and listen, it will guide you to what you need. That is my happy dance. I really honestly always get so excited to eat pasta, and FYI, if anyone's concerned about the portions, that is the entire box of pasta. It says it serves 6. I say it serves 1 Explorivore. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, my friends. And as always, keep finding simplicity and keep living your truth.